appears things are not okay in Zimbabwe, even though an impression has been given that things are okay. But from the look of things, the situation is politically deteriorating, and something big or huge may be happening soon. We have seen Emerson Mnangagwa over the weekend meeting with the members of the National Joint Committee, and somehow that gave or sent signals that the command structures of those members were actually in support of Emerson Mnangagwa. It was somehow a show of force that he has the backing of the military generals, as well as also other generals leading security clusters in Zimbabwe. However, today some barracks woke up in the morning with clear messages from the military personnel that they are not pleased with the behavior and how senior and how in fact command elements of the army are actually enjoying whilst the rest of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces is receiving peanuts. It appears from the barracks the soldiers are not happy of the behavior of their seniors who takes bribes from Zwikanandas. I will read some of the letters that were dropped, a clear signal to the senior military officials. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, Tony Pani Global News. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So, the operation code named People's Army. These are the people who have actually, spreaded this message. And the message is as follows. This is a communication from a team comprising of senior officers, NCMS of the ZDF, who have taken it upon themselves to give all members of the ZDF a situation update against the background of leadership vacuum created when our generals betrayed their coordinates, when their subordinates, and agreed to be bought by 30 pieces of silver by our outgoing C-in-C chief in I don't know what is C-in-C. I think it's a code name in the military, to turn a blind eye when the people's constitution is being mutilated. The following are some of the reasons why you have to stand with the people of Zimbabwe and refused to be used for personal gain. Command issues. C-in-C, Zwikananda, Godfather. Our outgoing C-in-C has been incapacitated, both mentally and physically. I think C-in-C must be Commander-in-Chief. Yes, must be Commander-in-Chief, which is Emerson Mnangagwa. They say he has been incapacitated both mentally and physically. He is suffering from dementia, and he has a heart pacemaker managed by Belarus doctors. We do not abandon our elders when they become sick, but the problem is those criminals around him have taken advantage of his state to make him sign papers, yet they know that he is not mentally sound. He has been captured by Zwikananda, who are now running the country, stealing state companies and privatizing them, inflating government tender prices, etc. Minister of Defense. She is not royal to the system, but to her political ambitions. So we do not expect much from her. Also, she is on Zwikananda and their godfather's payroll. She has been financially assisted to build a huge house bought farm implements, etc. So what do you expect? I think they are addressing also the Minister of Defense, that she is in the payroll of Zigananda. Farm implements have been procured for her. What do you expect? And I think the godfather, we need to clarify who the godfather is. I think they didn't want to name this person, but it is known for those especially who follow this channel. I think it is none other than Budawashe Tagore, whom we are told he is now, the de facto Prime Minister or President of Zimbabwe. Is making decisions, very critical decisions, determining who should be fired, who should stay also as a minister. Then they go to commander of ZDF, commander of the Defense Forces. They say, just like Mr. Perfect before him, he is too professional and indifferent to an extent of following an unlawful command. So they are speaking, I think, about retired, not the current commander of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, that is General Matatu, that is too professional and indifferent. In fact, they say just like Mr. Perfect before him. I think Mr. Perfect before him, they are talking of General Svan, that he is too professional and indifferent to an extent of following an unlawful command. They're just saying the current leader of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces is just like the previous one, too professional, which means the retired General Svan, who is now currently the member of the Politburo in ZANU-PF, was parachuted to the Politburo by Mnangagwa. And mind you, Mnangagwa would not have promoted him or given him that position if he was loyal to him. So they are saying he was also Mr. Too Perfect, and he follows the orders that are given by Zwikanandas. So they say, just like Mr. Perfect before him, he is too professional and indifferent to an extent of following an unlawful command. They say, we love and respect you, but on this, history will judge you, boss. So they're telling him that we love and we respect you, but on this decision, history will certainly judge you. It goes on to say, Commander ZNA, Medic, and Chikananda Commander. I think Chikananda Commander, it is obvious who it is. Aisha Walter Tafmane thinks running the army is rumor mongering and going about bribing soldiers. Are you going to bribe to the last man and woman, or bribe us to go to war when the time comes? Stop going around army units giving people money. This is causing more hate for you and show how untrained you are. And how do you feel seeing senior generals saluting you, yet you know that you were just a mere colonel who self-promoted himself to a brigadier general, retired, and came back as a major general, only to be promoted to a command in less than a year. Are you and the one who appointed you not ashamed? The army has its customs and traditions, and you will never be part of us. Chero unga budisa marisei. That's why you are surrounding yourself with officers only capable of rumor mongering instead of being professional. Tichagu manyisa chete kana nguva yakwana uchaona kuti army akusi ku CIO. So I'm good at actually guessing this. So it's quite clear the language and the person described that they're talking of the Asia Walter Tafman. Is the one who was coming from the Central Intelligence and parachuted to now top position, replacing the loyalist to Chiwenga, who is currently the Minister of Sports. Sometimes his name just goes out of my mind. I'm talking of Senyatwe. Yes, Ansalam Senyatwe. Now they said Commander AFZ, they are speaking in courts, but I think the persons whom they are speaking about understand this, and also as well as the soldiers, they also understand the language. An individual with a history of tribalism and corruption to an extent of recruiting almost his whole village into the AFZ, or I think it's Air Force commander of the Air Force of Zimbabwe. It must be an air marshal of some sort. He is under payroll and was also bribed together with others. They say some of them are on permanent Zukananda payroll. Check developments in their farms in the past year, and you will know this is information. This information I think is very correct. Others were given 250,000 a few months ago when they were called to the State House. Relatively, service chiefs were given undisclosed amounts of money. Obviously, they can't get less than what my generals got, and 10 cows and a bull each on 7 June 2026 at Prikepu Farm to support Constitutional Amendment Bill 3. Mashefu muchayenda mega muma street kunomanyisa vanhu here. Isu majunior enyu hatisi kuyenda ikoko, tashandiswa 2017. Not again, ijai yenyu mari zwenyu, but definitely we won't do your dirty work. We stand with the people of Zimbabwe. Now let me read, because this page is the way they are circulating. Yes, I think there is a clear page on this, on conditions. This is written Q&A issues. It is to do, I think it's the codes that are used in the military. I'm sure those in the military understand very well, because these things were dropped to the military barracks. It says our conditions of service are pathetic. We need decent salaries, accommodation. Someone says, Commander-in-Chief, yes, thank you. Says, we need decent salaries, accommodation, uniforms, buses and vehicles, etc., not handouts. This thing is disturbing me. Just bear with me for a moment. It says, the commander army said the weather outlook is good, but it's bad. Commander, you are busy driving the army by paying the people through unofficial channels. You have destroyed our special forces and certain elements of PG, recruiting them to retire and protect Zikananda. Very soon we will be like RSA, where there are private army, military armies. We may wake up one day with 1 brigade belonging to Mtuli, 2 brigade to Chivayo, 3 brigade to Tungwarara, and 4 brigade to Tapire, and 50 brigade to Captain Lieutenant General Mnangagwa. We are waiting for him. Guma Promex, a captain to major, by the way, and special forces, and make reporting directly to Commander-in-Chief. Is this what we want? Watching these people destroy our once professional force and reduce it to a faucet. Also, why are serving members deployed to protect Zikananda? Quite a mouthful information. So, in simple terms, what we've heard here is that Zwikanandas are protected by soldiers. This is in violation of the Zimbabwean constitution. And there is nowhere in the constitution whereby private business individuals are protected by the military. This, I think, depicts the extent in which Mnangagwa is abusing the members of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. Thank God there are some who are witnessing this and who are speaking out. The previous commanders were not given support since 2017. Now they want to give Zwikananda's commander support. We will appreciate the improvements in our conditions of service because it's our right, but we don't give credit to anyone for that because it is government money. No one will get their term of office extended because they increased our salaries. Since 2017, we suffered. The same people that plucked our feathers until we were so thin and sick want to come back with grain to feed us, acting like saviors. We are not that naive. You are promising to give us stands at Nijo farm, an ex-Zipra property that Takure illegally took, and you want us to hero worship him because his so-called generosity. Did he buy it? We want above board housing, not those you will come back to destroy once your power has been extended. Now on Constitutional Amendment Bill 3, I read slow because the words are so thin, they're very, very thin. It says, ZDF personnel, Constitutional Amendment Bill 3 is not good for us. Once you extend their terms for 2 years, they will come back for Cap 4 to 20 years. Adding more years and cancelling elections and declaring Zimbabwe a Munumutapa kingdom. As soldiers, we don't want to be observers in our country. We want to uphold the constitution and be its last line of defense. Co-president, Mukuti Masocha, Ashata Nasi, ko-pabai kuperekedzai muri border jumper. Why didn't you refuse their help? Oh, when they facilitated your return, why didn't you tell them to conform to what the then president directed? Well, for now, we want all the companies that you and your Zwikananda stole from the army in connivance with generals and privatized back. These companies were going to help in improving our welfare. LB, all the things mentioned above are not speculation. We have evidence, more updates to follow. Till then, Aluta Continua Comrades originated at JM Tongokara Barracks on 9 June, that is 2026. Let me check my calendar. So this is the statement that came yesterday from the barracks. They are not pleased at all with the 2030 term extension. They are not pleased at all with Zwikanandas. They are not pleased at all with their conditions of service. They are not pleased with the recent pictures that we saw circulating of military generals going to the Bribes farms, and they have the details of how much was paid to who and for what purpose. They say they have got every information. They are demanding the military to be professionalized again, saying the military is no longer professional. It is defending private individuals. It is for sale at its current state, and they are not happy with that particular developments. Should this be taken for granted? I think those who will take it for granted, they should do so at their own peril. The message is clear. The signal has been sent slowly but sure, and this is happening because Mnangagwa decided to push 2030 term extension, and we are seeing the debates happening in Parliament. I will be specifically dwelling on this on the other live broadcast. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to subscribe. You can also financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Oganqobo Mhlabane is signing off.